it's back!
I heard, Peter. I heard.
Kids, it's happening. Get your coats. This is what we practiced for.
Yeah! I love you, Dad.
I love you too, sweetheart. None of the past matters.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
Look at us. Hey, look at us. Look at us. Huh? Who would have thought? Not me.
Picking up some snacks, I had you get me some Cheetos.
Guess what came in, y'all? Guess what came in just in time? And it is time for Battlefield 6, baby. We waited long enough for a good Battlefield game. And from what I've been seeing all day while I was at work, this is a banger. So let's get right into it. Here we go, baby. I got my copy for the PS5 and my PC Phantom Edition copy is all set to go. But here we go, Battlefield 6. I was waiting on this one. I've been invited to playtest. I put in over 54 hours on the open beta, or roughly around those numbers. And it is finally here. It is finally here, and I am excited. PS5 Pro Enhanced, and guess what? It has a campaign. And also guess what? It looks like it also functions at launch. Can y'all believe that? A Battlefield game that works on launch. Don't you enjoy it?
But imagine how tired we are. Imagine how tired we are of it.
And no, I am not being sarcastic either, man. I've actually been hearing that this is the most functional Battlefield game since Battlefield 1. And that's honestly kind of sad to say. I haven't done one of these type of unboxings in since NBA 2K17, I think. That was honestly the last time I ever unboxed a game like this live. And for those of you who wondering, why did I get two copies of Battlefield, one on PC, one on the PS5? Well, I know for a fact I wanted to get the Ultimate Edition on PC, regardless of if I pre-ordered it or not. And they're lucky with me because they got my money. I pre-ordered it just in case, so that way all I had to do was just refund it if they pissed me off with a broken launch. And that was 4 days ago. Then I got my copy last night at around midnight and ordered it through Amazon Prime. And the main reason why I got it for the PS5 to begin with was because I know I'm going to be traveling and bring my PS5 out on the road with me. So of course I can't pack up my PC and bring it with me. So of course the PS5 is the next best thing. And the one thing that I miss about buying new games, that new games smell. It is like a high like no other. I feel like that I just been transported back to 2017, bro, for real, with buying physical games. Woo-wee. Woo-wee. Is that good? In case if y'all are wondering what's in it, of course the disc, and of course they have a pamphlet that incentivizes you to upgrade to the Phantom Edition. But if you're like me and you already have the Phantom Edition, this is pretty much useless. And the other thing is experience EA Play, and this is an advertisement for EA Play? Are you serious? Bro, so not only do we not get cool stuff, not even a game manual in the doggone games now, but they're having advertisements for their subscriptions now? Alright, well, that's kind of a disappointment, but I mean, it's AAA gaming. What do I expect? Let's just load this thing up and let's just start the video, shall we? Also, the one thing that I am excited for is playing Battlefield on my fully custom, yes, fully custom Damascus Camo PS5 Edge controller. This is a $200, well, I didn't buy it for $200. but I got this off eBay for like 120, and I just pretty much got an extreme rate Damascus camo kit, and I pretty much deconstructed it myself, and I put it back together. I love this controller, bro. The only thing I probably will change is the back plate and have like the rubber grips on the back, because this thing gets sweaty like and slippery once your hands get all sweaty.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
You know, it really genuinely feels like I just got drafted to fight in a real war. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I know it's a video game, but I can't help but feel that way. I got the chills already.
We called it under control. Until it called our bluff.
Reports coming in of a tragedy.
NATO had the Secretary General
has just been assassinated.
NATO's response? Silence. NATO flinched. No response, no respect. And
I would have been getting it back in blood, baby.
Walked.
We have lost faith in NATO.
12? Hold on, bro.
Everyone knew who did it.
Amarta.
Built just like the military, but doesn't play by their rules.
Shadow armies without oversight.
Providing protection
For a price.
Then things got real interesting. Packs surged, testing every line. From foreign soil to your front door.
mercenary companies
Threatening the lives of world leaders.
invading sovereign territory.
Hijacking history, mid-flight.
This unprecedented situation can only be described.
Increasingly explosive. Pax stands fast.
And NATO is ready.
We smoking packs tonight.
You have to fight to get it back. And that's exactly what we're going to do.
I would have been spinning the block day and night. All right, now that extremely long introduction is over and done with, let's dispense what the 500-pound elephant in the room is about by simply saying, yes, I am aware that I am late, and I am about a week and a half late to talking about Battlefield 6 in a YouTube video, but you know what? I really don't care. You wanna know why? Because I've been completely addicted to Battlefield 6 in the past week and a half, and it cured my depression. I'm not sugarcoating anything. Battlefield 6 is pure cinema and is a complete time to be alive, unlike the last one.
What a time to be alive!
You know, I genuinely didn't think that EA could pull it off, but my God, they pulled it off and some. Because all day Thursday and all day Friday, when the game was set to release on the 10th, I was just wondering, will EA find a way to screw this up as usual? Because they're the usual suspects in the industry when it comes to releasing broken games, and that's not even finished on time. But I mean, they better. They had reportedly over 30 different Battlefield Labs playtests, 2 open beta weekends, and I took part in one of the Memorial Day playtests as well. And yes, I'm well aware that I didn't call off work. And you know what? I'm just gonna say it like this. My stupid ass should have called off work that day. You wanna know why? Because I've been seeing everywhere that Battlefield 6 is back, Battlefield is back, the game launched perfectly, everybody's having fun, they're streaming on their Twitch accounts, they're streaming on their YouTubes, they're streaming on their Kick accounts, and I've been completely left out. Well, I wasn't completely left out. You know, there's more people that was better off than me. I only had to work 5 hours that day, but that's besides the point. I still got off at a reasonable time to play for 10 hours straight. But can I also just address this by saying that it feels good to play an FPS game that doesn't feel like that it was a ripoff Fortnite made for retarded kids that rode the short butts to school.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Because I mean, I know Call of Duty has fallen off, but I mean, seriously, they're just adding in things just to add them in. Honestly, Beavis and Butthead. Seriously, and also let me address this by also saying, I know this is off topic, but you seriously got to be off codeine or your mother was a dope fiend if you genuinely find Beavis and Butthead any kind of entertaining. Because in my eyes, Beavis and Butthead is even worse than doggone Breadwinners when it was live on Nickelodeon like 10 years ago. Let me start off by saying this, that this game is fun. And if there's one reason to be playing games, it's because it's fun. Like a wise man once said,
the game is fun. The game is a battle. If it's not fun, why bother?
And that's exactly what Battlefield 6 is. And I've been seeing people like Level Cap and mainly like, you know, industry journalists, quote unquote, saying that Battlefield 6 played it a little too safe. But you want to know something? Setting the bar extremely low after the disaster and the travesty that was Battlefield 2042, I would say that this was a grand slam on EA's part, honestly. Because if you played any of the Battlefield Bad Company games and you play Battlefield 3, 4, 1, and a little bit of Hardline, you're gonna love this. You're gonna love this game. There isn't any points in the game where I'm saying, why am I even playing this game if these problems arise? Like, this game is so much fun that whatever problems that did persist in like the first week and a half that got patched immediately by the devs, and I mean quite literally because they were all over covering feedback and whatever regarding this game. There was no points where I was questioning playing this game. I wanted to play this game for hours and hours and hours and hours. So much so that my dietary plan, as of recently, has just been Wingstop, pizza, Monster Energies, and playing until like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, regardless of if I have to go to work the next day or not. First of all, let me start off by saying thank God that there is no Insufferable Specialists in this game. My God, is that feel good to say in 2025, honest to God. The weapons, if I had to count, and I think that the total count number of weapons is like 52 weapons in the start before season 1 gets here, because they're going to be adding the Scar SC 300 Blackout, the Glock 22, and a throwing knife, I think. Like, that's going to total it up to like 55 when season 1 gets here. But to me, that's a really good number. And despite there only being like maybe 3 or 4 DMRs, shotguns, and sniper rifles, like respectfully in each category to start, honestly, it's a good start. It is a really, really good start, because a lot of the guns, to me, feel viable in their own ways. There isn't no one overpowered gun in the game, unlike past Battlefield games or other FPS games that's out there. out of the 9 maps that I played, yes, there's 9, and I thought that the number was smaller, but I realized that the 9th map in question, Saints Quarter, it's a close quarters only infantry map that can only be played in, I think, domination, squad deathmatch, and team deathmatch. And I was sitting there like, wait a minute, I could have sworn that there was one more map that's not in the rotation. But then my friend told me that, dude, it's a close quarters map. Like, it's only available in the other smaller game modes, which I was a little bit disappointed to see that it wasn't like an infantry only map and it was gonna be a little bit bigger, at least from what I hoped. But honestly, like, it'll work for me. If I feel like playing team deathmatch, this is one of those maps that I'm just gonna have to, like, not really favor in the rotation, because not Liberation Peak per se, but Iberian Offensive, Siege of Cairo, Empire State, and Manhattan Bridge are really good team deathmatch and domination style maps to play on. Oh yeah, and I also forgot to mention the game functions. That is something that I am happy to report, that the game that you paid $70 for, well, I paid $170 for $100 for my Phantom Edition on PC and my $70 copy on the PS5 Pro. Guess what? The game that you paid money for, cash money, it works on launch. And there isn't any game-breaking bugs or any unplayable times in the game. Guess what? It works. Can you believe it? EA and DICE and the Battlefield team has finally figured out how to do their jobs.
You're doing it wrong.
Will you just let me? No finesse when you're in my face, okay? Just let me make the board.
My God, is that actually kind of sad to say that we actually have to be excited that a $70 or, God forbid, you pay more for the other editions that's worth more, even functions on launch day. My God. And when I tell you that they finally figured out how to make a Battlefield game after so many blunders and after a decade of failure, to say the least, like, I can honestly report to you that the Battlefield aura that it once had has finally been reclaimed. What do I mean by that? Is that when you go into a match of Battlefield, Conquest, Breakthrough, whatever the case may be, you have those moments that will make you feel like you're actually in a battlefield and you're actually on the battlefield in a real war. And you might be thinking to yourself, Troy, you're playing a video game. You're not in a real war. Yeah, well, my boots are on the ground. My virtual boots, mythological boots. Well, okay, whatever.
Like at home in his living room on a tablet.
I'm at home in my living room.
Yeah, where are you at, noob?
Living room.
Uh-huh.
But my boots are on the ground.
Yeah, they are.
So, fake boots?
My virtual boots.
And with people like FaZe, Swagg, and Nate and the other degenerate Call of Duty YouTubers that's gaslighting people into saying that they're not gonna get clips, well, contrary to their Call of Duty beliefs and their mythology.
Because I can't get any kill streaks or anything like that, I like to go for clips. So basically, I'm not getting any clips by sitting on a flag and capping it. I'm just being honest. I'm not getting any clips by repairing my tank. I don't care.
What are you, 8?
Somebody said, how about you play Battlefield the right way? If the only rebuttal you have is play the objective, bro, I mean, I guess.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
You can get clips in this game. They say otherwise, but I say otherwise to their otherwise. Case in point here. Oh, and by the way, before I forget, I know I've been talking about the multiplayer a lot, but I also forgot to mention that there is a campaign this time. Yes, they finally figured out how to do their job and add a campaign this time. And unfortunately, people are saying that the campaign is either you're gonna like it or you're gonna hate it. There's no in-betweens. But honestly, if you ask me, Battlefield games or FPS games in general, when it comes to the campaign, all it is just like a tutorial to play the multiplayer. I cannot be the only one that thinks that, but some FPS games actually did have an amazing like campaign, especially like Infinite Warfare. As much as I dog Infinite Warfare and as much as I hate Infinite Warfare as a whole, they had a really good campaign. Same with Modern Warfare 2019 as well. But the one thing that I did want to address that I was going to make a video about was that they shut down, I think it was Ridgeline Games, who was supposed to be in charge of the Battlefield 6 campaign, along with Marcus Lehto leading the team in general. But then suddenly EA shut them down and they closed down the studio. They scrapped the campaign, whatever they worked on, and then they had Criterion step in, make the campaign for them, and then start from scratch. Which honestly kind of explains why the campaign gameplay that you've seen from popular YouTubers, they saying that it's a little bit meh in that department, so I can honestly see why. But the drama that's surrounding like Ridgeline Games, Marcus Lehto, and EA saying that he's disappointed that they weren't even credited for the work that they did in the credits to this game, honestly, I can see this leading into a lawsuit. Because I think that there was rumors and they were saying that the campaign was behind schedule. And I'm like, how is the campaign behind schedule? If y'all are, if they are specifically the ones that's delegated the campaign, why is it behind in the first place? There can be a number of reasons, but obviously it's EA. Am I not surprised? They probably didn't give them the tools to work with until like it was too late. But regardless of the situation, like, I'm honestly gonna say that I haven't played the campaign just yet, but I plan on playing it. I might play it on stream. I might have a YouTube walkthrough. If y'all want me to do a stream or a YouTube walkthrough, because I do plan on streaming this game a lot, because I have over 50 hours logged already. Yeah, I have a shit bucket. What can I say? But if y'all want me to play the campaign on stream or on a walkthrough and have my comedy walkthrough for this game, honestly, I can do that for y'all. But the last two segments that I'm going to talk about with Battlefield 6 is going to be rather short ones, but I'm going to pretty much like give my piece on this subject, and I'm just not going to talk about it anymore. And the one thing that we got to address, the 500-pound elephant that's in the room, and I'm not talking about Johnny Sacramone's wife, Jenny. I'm talking about the fact that Battlefield 6 has completely pub stomped Call of Duty in terms of Steam player numbers, with 747,000 peak concurrent players on the first day of its launch. But the fact within the first 4 or 5 days alone, it sold 6.5 million copies, with 50 to 60% across Steam and the EA app, 23 or 24%, somewhere around that line, for PlayStation in terms of sales, and the rest coming from the Xbox Series consoles. Honestly, I don't know why anyone would buy it on the Xbox, but beggars can't be choosers. And not only that, they said that in the first week alone, it sold over 7 million copies, and they're saying that the number of total sales for Battlefield 6 within the next month of the launch will reach anywhere from 8 million to 9 million copies total.
Damn!
And that is before Black Friday. That's before the holiday sales. So they're saying within the first year, Battlefield 6 can sell anywhere from 12 million to 15 million copies combined, making this, and I quote, Battlefield's most successful launch title ever. And like I said, after 2042, this was not hard. Just pretty much make Battlefield 3.5 or Battlefield 4.5. Pretty much have the base of Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 4, which they said, and Vince Appella said that it was the inspiration, along with Bad Company 2, for why Battlefield 6 was started in the first place. Have that as the base, have Bad Company 2 Destruction, the war immersion and atmosphere of Battlefield 1, which they nailed to a T, Battlefield 5's updated movement, and maybe the Levolution from Battlefield 4. And combine that all together in the destruction of Battlefield Bad Company 2, and you'll have Battlefield 6, which was a no-brainer if you ask me. Because even I know that, and I wasn't that much of a Battlefield like hardcore fan to begin with. I preferred it over Call of Duty, but they haven't made a good game in over a decade, and even I knew what players wanted. And with EA planning to have seasons every 3 months, and they're gonna have anywhere from 2 to 5 maps per season, anywhere from 3 to 7 weapons per season, and also have seasonal events scattered in between, and that's before they even launch the Battle Royale that's set to launch anywhere within the next couple of months. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that they do plan on making a Battle Royale. Now, I'm not saying that I'm gonna like it. I'm not saying I'm gonna hate it. I'm saying that I'll try it. I'll try it out because they're saying that they will do things differently from other Battle Royales. And contrary to what certain people say regarding if this game needs a Battle Royale, Like, I'm just gonna give it its fair shot, and if I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. I'm just gonna play the conquest mode or play breakthrough and go on about my life. But I think the last thing that I do want to touch upon before I end this video off of is the fact that, how can I put this? EA and DICE and the whole entire Battlefield Studios team, which comprises of Criterion, I think Ripple Effect, and I think Motive, they have pretty much done the impossible along with Vincent Pella. And can we also say thank God for Vincent Pella existing in our timeline, because without him, Battlefield was pretty much gone and out the door if it wasn't for him and his vision and his direction in terms of Battlefield. With how good this game is, I was genuinely shocked with how well this game launched, how great this game plays, how this game feels, how this game looks, how fun this game is, and just the simple fact that I am able to bring my friends and my bros together to play Battlefield 6 after so many blunders in the gaming industry, so many failures in the gaming industry, the outright chicanery and the outright bull jive that goes on in this industry on a weekly routine basis, and I do not exaggerate. It feels good to say that this game has pretty much snapped me out of my mini depression I have been with searching for a new job, like me hating my job with a burning red hot passion, but I go to this job anyways because, like other people that work dead-end jobs, I have to, because there's people that depend on me being the breadwinner. And y'all know me, I don't like to get personal in my videos, well, for one reason, because I feel like a lot of y'all don't really care one way or another. At least that's the way I see it, because a lot of you guys want to be entertained, and my job is to entertain you guys, and that's really, I feel personally, what my purpose is on this earth. But I feel the second reason is because, well, it's personal. I don't feel like telling you guys, so I end up bottling a lot of my emotions to myself. But with this game being out after Delta Force, the failure that was Delta Force, and don't worry guys, I'm still planning on making a part 2, because a lot of people was talking crazy in the comment section. I have to address that one way or the other. I was being the bigger person, saying that I shouldn't really, like, you know, respond to it because it comes with the territory. But you know what? I'm gonna make a video part 2 to it anyways, because that's what I do, what I'm not supposed to do. But regardless, I am so happy that this game exists. This game is great, and the fact that this game has pretty much snapped me out of my mini depression, I think that's really all I have to say about that. I'm like Forrest Gump. So with that being said, y'all, I do plan on streaming this game a lot. I'm gonna be hosting a lot more streams because I want to get the best out of my computer before I plan on eventually upgrading to the top of the line. I think it's the AMD Ryzen 9 9950 X3D with the 5090, like relatively soon. And when I say relatively soon, I mean within like the next 6 months. That build is going to be expensive. That's like 5 or 6 grand depending on what parts you put in. So regardless, I'm going to be streaming, and I'm going to be putting this computer to work before I upgrade it to something bigger and better, literally. So with that being said, y'all, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Let me know if y'all actually played Battlefield 6 on day 1 like I did, and if you guys did, and if you guys jumped in like a week later like some of my friends did, and jumped in like as of recently, let me know how y'all feel about Battlefield, because I'll tell you like this much, and I said it before, Battlefield is back, and Call of Duty better watch their back, quite literally, because they got a lot of ground to cover, quite literally, with Battlefield now back to where it should be. But with that being said, y'all, this your boy Gwop. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you guys are new. And I'm out, bro. Deuces.